Good day, everyone. Ron Crider reporting for duty. It's July the 8th. It's Wednesday, day 114. My Stay Safe at Home day. I'm reporting from Vero Beach. Headlines in the news today. The first thing I want to point out to you is if you look up here at the top from now on when you watch these videos, you will see the current day's numbers. Now, as you can see, it's 7:20 in the morning on Wednesday, and most obviously, I don't have those numbers here now. So as I begin to put this together, I won't have the numbers. They won't be up there, but by the time you get to see it, I will have put those numbers up there. So you can go all the way through this beginning part, because I do this in 2 or 3 parts. And the first part is the news, which I'm doing right now. And the second part is the numbers, or are the numbers. So you have the ability, if you like, you could just fast forward through all this news if you don't want to hear this stuff and just go straight to the numbers, or you can watch the whole thing. But in the meantime, as soon as you turn it on, as soon as you begin to look at it up here from now on, you will see the current day's numbers. I always put those up there before I put this out so that you don't have to wait until you get to the numbers to figure out what the day is like. Okay, folks, there's new evidence. The huge positive numbers we've been seeing recently may not be as bad for us as we may think. So there's a little bit of good news, and it has to do with a balancing act. Now, I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. And for you folks who have not seen this before, I want you to understand that I daily do this. Every day, I start in Miami, come up the east coast of Florida, up through Palm Beach County, up through Indian River and St. Lucie and Martin County, and up to Melbourne and across from Melbourne over to Orlando. And I do these reports and a little bit of information about local COVID-19 information. And I put this out at 11 o'clock every day. I get the numbers, and then it usually gets posted about 1 or 2, depending on how much time I have and how I'm able to put it together. And I also have some positive quotes at the end. Oh, I also don't forget to push the like button. I really appreciate that. I had like 40 likes the other day. Pretty excited about that. The other thing is, don't be a COVIDiot. A COVIDiot, I'm going to tell you this every day. COVIDiot is what the people in the UK call us Americans who don't wear our mask. We're COVIDiots. So don't be a COVIDiot. That's not a good thing. And I'm doing a shout out today to Ellen, Heather, Daniel, Mark, James, and Joan. Mark, by the way, decided that he wanted to make some comments about what I'm doing here, and the question is, Ron, is this really a public service? Yes, Mark, it is a public service. This is not a profit. This is not like what Rebekah Jones does. You know, Rebekah Jones has raised over $200,000 so far. Clearly, she's a lot smarter than I am. Rebekah Jones is in it for the money. Yeah. I'm just doing it because I think it's important. People seem to like it, and I have sometimes as many as 200. I had one day with over 400 people look at it. Obviously, somebody cares. And by the way, Mark, if you don't like it, you don't have to look at it. It's okay, and I'm still going to be your friend whether you want to be my friend or not. But you really don't have to look at it. So I just thought I would remark about that because I'm the type of guy who dramatizes what I can't disguise. Oh, he also said, you're scaring people. I want to tell you one thing. The only thing I put up here is what I find out about and what I believe is good, solid information. I saw tons of articles today that I could have put up, but they weren't conclusive. They were speculation about what may or could or possibly will happen with this virus and what we know and what we don't know, but nothing was solid. Pretty much everything I put up here is pretty solid information. And with respect to Rebekah Jones and the state of Florida, that's a battle that those two guys have to work out. I have not chosen sides. I think there's some really good things about Rebekah Jones' site, and I want to trust and hope that the state of Florida is being honest with us as well. And I use a little bit of information from both places. As a matter of fact, the ICU beds that I report are coming from Rebekah Jones' site. Most of the other information I do get from the state of Florida's dashboard. And every day I give you the weather report for the Treasure Coast. The Treasure Coast is Martin County, St. Lucie County, and Indian River counties. That's Stewart, Fort Pierce, and Vero Beach. Forecast for today, partly cloudy skies this morning. Thunderstorms likely during the afternoon, and high today will be about 92 degrees. The winds for you boaters will be west-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The chance of rain today is about 80%. Every day it's the same. In the summertime, it doesn't change very much, just a case of how much rain are we actually going to have. And then the forecast for tonight is really simple. Mainly cloudy, low 74, winds light and variable, and tonight the rain possibility is about 20%. Alrighty, down in Martin County, county commissioners Tuesday voted unanimously to impose a public mask mandate enforceable by a civil fine after listening to hours of comments and putting an end to a debate that has divided the community. It's a big question down there whether they want the masks or they don't want the masks, and there's always plenty of people on both sides of the fence. I mean, just like this thing. There are some people who think this is a good thing and some people think it's bad. So anyway, they did vote unanimously. That's probably a good thing. Also in Martin County, the school board members voted unanimously to approve a back-to-school plan, opening the campuses in August, but allowing parents to request their students do virtual learning. So it looks like it's a little bit of mix and match. And then up in Brevard County, the Bank of America has closed all of its branches in Brevard County except for 3 locations. The Bank of America branch closures in Brevard County are part of a larger closure throughout the state of Florida due to continuing spread of COVID-19 in the Sunshine State. So, folks, again, as I report, I just bring you the information as I get it, and this gives you an idea of what's going on in the state and who's concerned about it. When they start closing banks and tightening up Miami and closing down the restaurants and so forth, obviously there's something going on here, and we need to be aware of it. And I also say you shouldn't necessarily watch this every day. It's kind of like weighing yourself every day. Walt Disney World Resorts in Orlando remains on track for phased-in opening as of July the 11th, even as Florida faces a spike of the COVID-19 recently. So Disney, they're going to open back up. Florida will remain under a state of emergency because of COVID-19 for at least 2 more months, including during the Republican National Convention in late August in Jacksonville. Governor Ron DeSantis on Tuesday issued a 60-day extension of the state of emergency, which was initially issued on March the 9th and extended in May. Okay, this was the article that I was telling you about. This is a person by the name of Dr. Scott Atlas, the former chief of neurology at Stanford University Medical Center out there in California. He explained on Monday the spike of the COVID cases across the Sun Belt doesn't tell the whole story. According to Dr. Atlas, Americans should be cautious of the media's reporting of the apparent COVID-19 spike because it doesn't really matter how many cases there are. What is important as to who gets the cases. That is because, as Dr. Atlas explained, the COVID-19 mortality rate is just 0.04% of people under the age of 70. Do you get that? 0.04% of people under 70, which is equal to or lower than the seasonal flu rate. The overwhelming majority are younger people, healthier, Dr. Atlas said. It only matters if we cannot protect the high-risk people which we are now trying to protect. How do we know? Because the death rates are not going up. Protecting the older people like me, that's the issue. And the older people with underlying issues. Just because you're older, like 79 or 80 years old and you get COVID-19, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to expire. But if you have a lot of underlying health issues, that could be a problem. Right now, the cases have been going up for the past 3 weeks. Those are the positive cases. We have no increase. In fact, we have a decrease in death rate, Dr. Atlas explains. You know, it doesn't matter if you get the illness if you're going to fully recover and be fine from it. That is what people must understand. For younger, healthier people, there's not a high risk from the disease at all. Okay, it's very simple. We know this. I mean, this is not new news, but this comes from Stanford University, from a professor out there who really understands what's going on. Obviously, from this article, the delicate balancing act is somehow to protect the 70-plus people from the younger carriers. That's all we have to try to figure out how to do, folks, is somehow we have to balance this thing. And this is not necessarily easy. I mean, he just pointed out something that was pretty interesting, that the flu causes more people to be ill than this has done. But we are concerned about it because the flu doesn't necessarily cause you to die. And this may with older people. But the younger people seem to get it and get over it fairly quickly. So again, I'm not trying to scare you. I say this every day. I'm not trying to scare you. I don't want to scare you. It's very important, though, that you do the right thing and you do your social distancing and all the stuff I put up here on the screen every day, just to let you know and to remind you every day as to what's going on. No more words. Sorry about that. Here come the numbers, and I hope the numbers are good today. But in any event, you will have seen them already. You will have at least seen the positives right up here. All right? Back in a flash. Okay, folks, it's July the 8th, Wednesday. Here are the numbers, and you're not going to like them. I can assure you of that. New positives for today, 9,989. 9,989. Take a look at Florida now. Total testings in the past 24 hours, 51,122. New positives, 9,989. New hospitalizations, 333. ICU beds available, 1,214. These numbers haven't changed. These I get from Rebekah Jones, and those numbers have not changed since yesterday for whatever reason. And then the new deaths that were reported were 48, brings our new number up to 9.64. Now let's take a look at Indian River County. In Indian River County, 152 tested in the last 24 hours, 23 new positives, 7 new hospitalizations, 0 new deaths to report. Our number is 5.86. I promised you zip codes. Here are your zip codes down here on line 89. 32960, there were 7 new positive cases, and 32963, there were 4 new positive cases for the zip codes for 32963 and 32960. All righty, folks, let's take a look at Dade County, our problem child county. 10,373 testings in the past 24 hours. New positives, 2,916. New hospitalizations, 60. As I said, 141 ICU beds available, and 11 deaths were reported in Dade County, and that would be 14.09%. Huge number, 14.09%. Now we'll take a look at Brevard County. Brevard County's Fort Lauderdale, 6,609 tests in the past 24 hours. New positives, 1,186. New hospitalizations, 37. And new deaths to report, 1. They said ICU beds available, 80, but that's exactly what they said yesterday. 9.91 is the positive to testing rate for Brevard County. Then in Palm Beach County, 3,083 tests in the past 24 hours, 593 new positives in the Palm Beach area, 23 new hospitalizations. ICU beds available, 124, 6 new deaths to report in the Palm Beach area. Their number is 10.89. Moving up to Martin County, that's Stewart. They tested 260 in the past 24 hours, 42 new positives, 5 new hospitalizations, 22 ICU beds available, and 3 new deaths to report. Their number is 13.34. Very big number, 13.34. Then we go up to St. Lucie County. That would be Fort Pierce. 578 testings in the past 24 hours, 78 new positives, 8 new hospitalizations. ICU beds available still says 4. I'm not so sure I'm trusting this number, but that's what it says. And then 5 new deaths to report. Their number is 9.33. Now up to Brevard County. That would be Melbourne. 1,152 testings in the past 24 hours, 107 new positives, 107 new positives, 6 new hospitalizations, 69 ICU beds available, 0 deaths to report. Their number is 5.16. And then in Orange County, that would be Orlando, 2,539 new tests in the past 24 hours, 426 new positives, 13 hospitalizations, and 2 new deaths to report. Their number is 9.43, and the ICU beds available is 58. As I said, those numbers have not changed since yesterday in the ICU beds available. I don't know why they haven't changed. So 53% of the new positives are in those counties on the left-hand side. 53.77% are over there on the left-hand side in the yellow counties. 47% of the new hospitalizations, or 159, are in those counties over there out of the 333. And of the new deaths that were reported, 58% or 34 of the 48 are in those counties on the left-hand side. All righty, folks, another little field trip. We're going to go over and take a look on the right-hand side of your screen. I give you the 9.6% positive testings versus total testings. That's this number up here, 2,322,389 divided into 223,783, and that gives you 9.6 positive testings. That's since we started, but then if up here in the right-hand corner, this is for the past 6 weeks. And as you can see, it is continuing to climb up. The last date they gave me here is 6/28, and that was 11.98% on 6/28. But you can see here how it is climbing up. So you get the good picture. That's what's happening. It's a bad picture, but it's very illustrative of exactly what's taking place. And I'll give you the big numbers here for the global cases. In the U.S., 2,948,397. We're very close to 3 million USA cases, probably past that sometime today because these are updated like every 30 minutes. USA deaths, 130,430 USA deaths so far. Global cases, 11,662,574. And global deaths, 539,058. Those are the numbers for today. I'm sorry they are as bad as they are, and second worst day so far. All right, I have a few simple positive thoughts coming up here. Stand by. All righty, folks, a couple of very simple quotes for today. These are little sayings. If Plan A doesn't work, the alphabet has 25 more letters. If Plan A doesn't work, the alphabet has 25 more letters. All right, so go to Plan B, C, D. How many times have we done that? Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never, ever have enough. Ready? One more time. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never, ever have enough. And I keep telling you about Christmas. Don't forget the Hallmark Christmas till July the 12th. Don't miss it. Please send me the pictures for the Pet Patrol. RonCrider@gmail.com. Always be a part of the solution and never part of the problem. Always be a part of the solution and never part of the problem. Sorry I have to rush today. Many things to do. Push the like button, please. Thank you very much. Have a very, very, very blessed Wednesday. See you tomorrow.